Hi everyone, I'm Tracy, registered dietitian with Flik Hospitality. Today we are going to be making roasted acorn squash filled with a wild rice pecan stuffing. We're going to be using flavorings like thyme, maple syrup, some cranberries. This is going to be a really colorful recipe. The acorn squash is actually going to be our vessel, so we're saving with a little dish cleanup there. This recipe is perfect for fall and ready for your holiday table.
Cut acorn squash in half, remove seeds, and place open side up on a baking tray. Whisk together oil, maple syrup, salt, and pepper. Evenly distribute onto all open acorn squash halves.
All right, place these beauties in a preheated oven at 350 degrees. Roast open side facing up for 20 to 30 minutes until fork tender. While the acorn squash is roasting, we can get started on the rice. This recipe calls for wild rice, which my grocery store sells in these little boxes you see on the right. It is a very coarse grain. It has a very thick outer shell, which does require longer cooking time, about 60 minutes. Again, just following the packaging instructions, but you're gonna get a really great crunchy texture, nutty flavor, some protein and fiber. Yes, I said protein, even in rice. If you can't find 100% wild rice, most grocery stores will sell some sort of a blend, which I have on the left here, which is a mixture of brown rice and wild rice.
Chop pecans and place on a baking tray.
I've slid the pecans right below our roasting acorn squash. These pecans are going to toast very quickly, so keep an eye on them just until fragrant. They are going to go from perfect to burnt in seconds. So probably about 3 minutes, I'll give them a check and pull them out. We're just toasting these for this recipe.
Now we are going to move on to preparing the remaining ingredients, giving our celery and onions a dice, mincing our garlic, and carefully removing the leaves from the fresh thyme, giving those a quick chop. This is a great project for any kids in the kitchen. Over medium heat, add oil to a pan. Sauté celery, onions, and garlic until tender.
Okay, so now we are ready to assemble all of our ingredients. So I have the cooked down onions and celery. The cooked, drained wild rice. All right, so next I'm gonna add to that the cranberries, the thyme, a mixture of extra virgin olive oil and balsamic vinegar, which is gonna give a nice sweetness and tang, almost like a dressing in a way. And of course, our salt, the roasted nuts, pecans that have been cooling, so easy for me to handle. So now we just mix everything together.
Fill each acorn squash with wild rice stuffing.
There it is, the finished product. So beautiful, perfect for any holiday table. So I'm gonna take a bite here, get a little bit of everything. The squash is cooked perfectly. It's tender, almost a meaty consistency. So this is a great vegetarian dish. You could easily add in some turkey sausage if you wanted to, but this is so beautiful and filling. You're getting really great fiber and protein from that wild rice. a little sweetness from the cranberry, crunch from the pecan. This dish has it all. Thanks so much for joining me today in my kitchen. For more recipes and wellness tips, follow us on social at Flik Hospitality.